we're in 2014, and a friend of mine that was going to Russia to launch a satellite in Russia, he calls me up and he says, Kathleen, he says, I'm going to Russia. He said, what would you like? I said, I'd love a Russian doll. So he said, sure, I'll get you a doll. So anyway, when he came back, I got 2 dolls. I had a fantastic blue doll, which was very elegant looking. And I've got this one, which is really called a babushka. And a babushka means a grandmother in Russian. So I was really happy about this. And of course, what I started doing is, oh, this is such a nice doll. It's colorful like me and strong, you know. So I started playing with it, actually. And the more I was playing with it, the more I started crying. Because I realized that this doll is really me. It's my little Kathleen. So I started looking at her and I started seeing that, hey, she's got a lot of layers, and she has a lot of dimension, and she has a lot of depth. And she's like me. She has a lot of stuff to hide. So I started looking and playing with her, and I said, well, it's time to, actually, she gave me authenticity. I started looking at her and speaking with her and having conversations with her. And I started looking that, you know what? My first layer is the strong layer. So, you know, the one that doesn't need anybody, will never ask for help, and just alienates herself from other people. So this first layer was really like, Kathleen, can you stop pretending? Because it takes too much energy. Stop pretending. Stop pretending you're strong when you're not. Just be yourself. So I decided that I'm going to let go of this layer, because it really made me I made bad choices, and I didn't seize too many opportunities because of this first layer. And I said, I don't want it anymore. So I decided to let it go. So that was really one of the things that I learned with this doll. So I let it go. Of course, what happens when you start playing with this doll is the more you start undoing yourself, the more it gets scary. So I'm now at my second layer. And my second layer was, well, Kathleen, you never asked for help. You better start asking for help. So I guess if I can relate to your story, I learned very, very at an early age in my life that I needed to be self-reliant if I needed to survive. So asking for help for me was just out of the question. So what did that do? Well, if I'd ask for help, well, guess what? You'd probably see me as weak, so I'm not going to show you that I need help. And the other thing that I thought is that if I ask for help, then I'm going to owe you something if you help me, so forget it. So what it did for me, actually, is it alienated me again, and I wasn't using the leadership that I'm using because I wouldn't ask for help. I said, you know what? I need to ask for help. It's okay. Be vulnerable. That's who you are. So I started really asking for help, and I decided, you know what? I don't need this layer either. And then I got down to this layer, which was my third layer, which is, I would say, probably the biggest, the most important one. And this was, Kathleen, it's time to feel. Feel your life. Feel your sadness, feel your joy. I think that for the last 50 years, I've been a guru of actually having a switch that I can numb myself with. So it's a bit like a remote control. I just, okay, I'm having a bad emotion, or I don't like this. Okay, I'm just going to freeze it or pause it or fast forward it or rewind it. And what do you think that did for me? Well, it didn't help me in my personal relationships because people really didn't know what was happening with me. I was too proud. I didn't want to tell them that I was hurt or happy. So I decided, my God, live your life and feel, Kathleen, feel it. And what's happening with this one is I feel a lot now. Actually, those people that know me very well, I happy cry. I'm touched and I feel, and I really choose to look at people and their beauty, and I see beauty in people. And I see beauty in animals. And I see beauty in nature. And because I'm able to feel now, I see beauty in myself. And I think this was really the biggest gift for me. And this was the perfect gift of authenticity. So I'm keeping this one. I'm feeling, even sometimes I don't want to feel. But at least I can handle it, and it makes me a better person for it. And it makes me more sensitive. And this one is little me. That's me. I forgot about her. She's my little Kathleen. She's the authentic one, the pure one, the all-loving one. How come I forgot her? So I'm reclaiming my little Kathleen. And she's such a guide because she tells me what's the truth. She always telling me, you know what's good for you. Love yourself. So this little Kathleen has brought me on a journey of authenticity. It's given me wings. And I know now that there's really only two things that we're here for. The first one is to love and be loved. And the second one is to really show our true nature and be authentic. Because one thing's for sure, it's definitely our birthright. Thank you.